Hey everyone, welcome to Two Car Pros. My name is Ryan and I'm going to show you exactly how to change out the front strut assembly for a 2015 Toyota Prius. In this video, I'll show you the driver's side of the car, but the passenger is exactly the same. And if you replace one strut assembly, I recommend doing both at the same time because the other one's probably right behind it. Also, technically after you're done, you should get the car aligned, but just know that I didn't get this one aligned and I've been driving it for a few weeks now and it's completely fine. But if you do this repair and you find that your wheel isn't really on straight or the car kind of tracks to one side or the other really aggressively, then I would go ahead and get it aligned from there. So that's just something to note. With all that out of the way, let's jump into it. So in order to do this repair, we need to take the cowling off. To take the cowling off, you gotta take the windshield wipers off, and I promise that sounds a lot scarier than it is, so let's jump into it. So let's focus on the lower one first. Just remove these two 14mm nuts. And that just comes off like that, not too bad. For the upper wiper, there's a little cover we need to kind of pry up. There we go. And this one is 14mm as well. We can just remove that arm. There we go. So on both sides of the cowling, there's these little plastic pieces. Go ahead and remove those for both sides. So now we can remove our cowling, and it's just held in with these little clips kind of just all around it. So you can just push on them. This, just kind of go around. There we go, bring that forward. Next, we're gonna unplug the windshield wiper motor, just like that. So there are quite a few 10mm bolts all on this black piece of metal that hold the windshield wiper sort of cradle assembly in its home. We need to remove every single one of those bolts. I'm not gonna show you every single one of them because this video would be very long. Just know that they are many and they all have to come out. So again, 10mm long extension is going to be your friend. Just like that. Then just reach in there and grab it and set that aside, set that somewhere safe, and just remove all of these bolts out of the black piece of metal out of your car. So once we're sure we've removed all our bolts, go ahead and remove these little plastic wall pieces here. They just pull straight up with a body clip puller or by hand. I just took them off. And we can kind of just maneuver it out like that. There we go. Okay. So right here on the top of the shock tower are three 14mm nuts. Just remove those. There we go. So now I removed the wheel. You should know how to do that one on this repair. And what we need to do next is remove the wheel speed sensor clip to put on our new one, our new shock tower. There we go. Then we need to remove this 12mm bolt that holds the wheel speed sensor and the brake line to the strut assembly. Make sure that's nice and free. Cool. Alrighty, now we need to disconnect the sway bar end link from the strut assembly. We are going to need a 17mm wrench and a 6mm Allen to hold the center. And we can just loosen that up. Might take a minute. These can be on pretty good, so don't be surprised if it takes quite a bit of force. There we go. Nice. And if your sway bar end link looks as bad as this one does, just go ahead and replace them. They're not very expensive. Next, I'm going to grab a 22mm socket for the nut side and a 22mm wrench for the bolt head side, and buzz those off. Sometimes these can be like really tough to get off, so you might have to get a breaker bar or something like that. I got pretty lucky. Now, since I removed the top nuts first, you can totally do those second, and it's fine. Makes it a little bit easier on you, but I've never had a problem with just holding the strut tower up while I remove the last bolt. Like that. And we should be able to just remove it. And there we go. Not bad. So here's our old strut assembly. As you can see, the boot has been completely ripped. It's not functioning properly how it should. This spring is probably as old as the car is. This unit is totally done. I have a new unit here from Detroit Axle. I've used them before. Pretty good. Not sponsored. I bought these with my own money. Just remove the nuts off the new one. So it's cool it came with new nuts. And we we can install this on the car. Now, a lot of people always ask me, well, why don't you just replace the spring and the shock in here? I don't think you actually can replace the shock in here. I think the shock is this whole entire piece, but a lot of people say, oh, you can replace the spring. Yeah, I wouldn't do that just because it's crazy, crazy dangerous. I'm not kidding. There's enough stored energy in these springs to seriously harm you or worse. And taking them apart is totally, totally dangerous. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. There's also a bearing in the top of here that needs to be replaced. A lot of people forget, completely negating changing the spring anyway. Or you can just buy one of these brand new right off of Amazon and you're made in the shade. So go that route. Don't replace the springs or the shocks or try to monkey around with any of this. It's very, very dangerous. Just buy new ones, trust me. Then grab our new strut assembly. Just kind of put that up into its home. Place our bolt here. There we go. And then I noticed there was some residue left over for some Loctite. I'm going to go ahead and replace that with some more Loctite. It's probably a good idea. I'm going to tighten that back down. So now we're topside on the shock tower assembly. I have a floor jack underneath it. Just kind of pump it up, line up, make sure the studs are lined up until it's bottomed out like that. Is perfectly good. Grab our nuts, the new ones that came with this. Just slink those down. These new nuts are 15 millimeter. Torque spec for today is 37 foot-pounds. There we go. And our final torque spec on these big ones is 177 foot-pounds. If you don't have a torque wrench, that's fine. Just two-arm tight. Be careful. That's a lot of force. There we go. Awesome. Then we can put back our wheel sensor. Little clip there. And then put back this bracket assembly that kind of holds the wheel speed sensor wire and the brake lines. This one's actually pretty important. And we'll just tighten that down. Just actuate the sway bar over. Might have to turn your assembly here. And again, 55 foot-pounds or pretty tight. There we go. Then we can replace our windshield wiper arm assembly. And be careful not to chip the glass coming in or out. Take your time, it'll be all right. Here's a tip. This is how many bolts go into this piece. Quite a few. What you want to do is just put the bolts in a couple of threads on each hole. Don't just tighten it down, as you won't be able to move it enough to get the other bolt holes in. So just kind of go around replacing bolts until you're all out. And then on those bolts, we're just going to tighten them down. They're 10 millimeter. Just snug is good. There we go, looks pretty good. Then don't forget to reinstall your little air deflectors here. They just plonk right back on down. And then just route your wiring harness for your windshield wiper motor correctly along here and replace the plug. You should hear a nice click. Perfect. And now we can replace our plastic cover. There we go. And there's little snaps kind of around the perimeter that will hold it in place. And then on both sides, we're going to grab these little trim filler pieces and push them up onto the glass, because they have a little hook on the back side that kind of straddles the glass there, and then line it up. bolts in place like that. Driver's side windshield wiper back on. Luckily there's a nice line where the windshield wiper wants to sit for me. So I'm just going to kind of line it up. You can put this on wrong and then your windshield wiper won't wipe as far as it should, or it'll wipe too far down. But luckily it should look just like that. There's a line where the windshield wiper has been sitting all this time. You can kind of just follow, or you can mark it with a Sharpie beforehand if you're really paranoid. And our torque spec for that nut is 17 foot-pounds, 1.7. You can kind of brace it so it doesn't wobble about. And there we go. And then don't forget the little cover. It looks really snappy with it on. Yeah. And again, just like the driver's side, the passenger side is exactly the same. You just want to line it up because you can get the splines wrong. You just want to line it up so it is where it was when you took it off. Something like that. And it's okay if you get it wrong, you can take it back off. It's not that big of a deal. And those two are 17 foot-pounds on the torque spec. So not crazy tight. If you don't have a torque wrench, that's okay. Just somewhere between wrist and one arm tight. It's not crazy tight, watch. Not bad at all. So that is how to replace your front strut assembly for a 2015 Toyota Prius. This is pretty easy. This is something you could definitely do in your garage at home. You don't really need to take this to a mechanic. This would be pretty darn expensive at a mechanic, but if you do the work yourself, I think the whole front strut and rear strut assembly package was like 230 bucks on Amazon, so not bad at all. It's a great way to save a ton of money and make sure the job is done correctly. You can totally do it. I believe in you. If you found this video helpful or interesting at all, please consider becoming a member by clicking that join button down below. It's a direct way to help the channel out. Barring that, a like, comment, and subscription go a huge way in the YouTube algorithm and essentially tells YouTube that I did a good job, and I'd be oh so appreciative of that as well. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.